and welcome to another episode of playonultra podcast. This is episode 163.
Woo!
Woo! So yeah,
Pregnant pause.
yep.
Delayed reaction.
Things happened in the past 2 weeks, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to put it, I guess.
Sarah watched the thing with the clown.
I did watch the Joker
It
movie.
too. Oh.
Oh,
I haven't even seen the first It, which was, what, a TV show? I don't even know.
she watched the clown that can't do the eye thing.
Yeah,
That can't
do the eye thing. Exactly. Because you guys didn't see it, right? I know, I don't know if you guys are planning on seeing it or not.
I'm not, but...
You're not? Okay. So, okay, the movie's hard to talk about, and the best way I can explain is that I went with my brother, my fiance, and my fiance's brother, and we all walked out of the movie...
Okay.
Yeah, I know. We all walked out of the movie pretty much silent. We went to a restaurant afterwards, and we were like, okay, I guess the basics I will say, Joaquin Phoenix is incredible in his portrayal. You can't deny his acting ability for sure. I mean, there's no denial on it.
He's a good actor.
He's a very good actor. He was very good in this role. Regardless of whether he felt it was a good, representation of Joker or whatever, there's no denying the way he portrayed
Just his
it.
performance is what you're saying.
His performance was incredible. The direction itself of the movie was also very good. Just the way it was shot and stuff. It was not shot like a traditional superhero movie, which was definitely the point, and all that stuff. I will say, the thing it does right, so I think for sure, I think one thing that was interesting about the Joker mythos was, I think you've heard the kind of mythos of how did the Joker become the Joker? Well, it all happened by one very bad day or something, and that's kind of how this starts. It's like a really bad week where everything just goes to pot, And that's kind of what they portrayed here. And that descent into madness is interesting on the surface in that. One thing I also kind of appreciated was there was still a lot of mystery surrounding his origins in some way. These are going to be very major spoilers if you guys are okay with it. If I to kind of explain
Just
further.
2 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, 2 minutes
Skip
of very
to 2
major
minutes
spoilers.
if you don't want to
Yeah.
spoiled.
So very
the Joker
major
kills
spoilers.
people and stuff.
I know, surprise, right?
Yeah.
Very major spoilers. At one point during the film, because the Joker character, he lives with his mother. And at one point he finds out, because his mother keeps writing to Thomas Wayne saying, oh, I used to work for him, he'll help us out. And his mother seems pretty delusional and old and stuff like that. And then he finds out that his mother says that Thomas is his father. And so then he goes insane at that revelation that he's Thomas Wayne's son. Then he basically goes to Thomas Wayne, who has some very choice words for him and says, no, your mother's delusional. He looks at his mother used to be basically at Arkham. He looks up those profiles and he finds out that he was actually adopted by his mother. Supposedly his mother's boyfriend horribly abused him, and his mother has a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder and some really intense stuff. But they show that, and then they kind of twist the reveal because at one point Joker has a picture that's of his mother. On the back it says, you have the best smile, TW. So it's who's telling the truth, what's actually going on? And I liked that part where we're not really sure who the bad guy is, blah, 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 blah. Because if they had just demonized Thomas Wayne, I would have been really mad. Because I hate those origin stories where, this person is evil, but they're only evil because this other person's more evil. And I hate those stories. So I liked that part. I also liked there's a part where, real quick, I'll explain. You think there's a girl that he, stalks, and at one point it makes it seem like they're actually in a relationship, but very quickly it's just all in his head. I liked how that wasn't real, because that did no freaking sense at all. I immediately called it was fake, and I think that's kind of that should be the incel test. If you see them get together and you think that, oh, this makes sense, and you're shocked by the reveal, then you might be an incel. Anyway, that's where I'll go with the spoilers. So that part was interesting. And the way he kind of goes crazy and stuff like that, when you see his real Joker personality, that stuff is interesting. The reason I'm unsure how to feel about this movie is for a couple of reasons. It had some interesting messages. He does see like a therapist, and he did have some medicine, but then he stopped, and he had actually stopped therapy because they had to stop government funding for his therapy. He kind of goes about like how his therapist isn't listening to him, but his therapist is like, yeah, well, they don't care about this program or people like you. This sucks. Okay. And so like it's interesting in all those dynamics. Okay. You know, but at the same time, it's like, I think I was just not sure what the message was supposed to be. Are we supposed to sympathize him or what? And I think that's what was really disturbing. And I think there's a couple reasons why I'm still like icky about it. I'm all about increasing mental health funding, don't get me wrong, but there's also a very big difference between someone with depression and someone who has, who's the Joker.
Yeah, it's hard to sympathize with him with the history of the character.
One thing I will say that's what they did do right is even though there was some sympathy with like his moment of turn, like his big turn moment, the way they showed it, it was very much like, no, he purposely did this. Long story short, some people were bullying him and beating him up. He happened to have a gun that he should not have had, and he killed them, but very much it was not an accident kill. Like, he was intentional. Like, he ran after them. So that was how things started. So that was, that was interesting, because it wasn't like, ooh, accident, now I'm evil. It was very much like, oh no, he really turned and went crazy on this. So there's that aspect. But then, like, you hear some of the stuff the director says outside of the movie. Like, how he, like, supposedly, I haven't read too much about it, but, like, how he's very much against censorship in comedy. It's just some of these other weird things and, like, PC culture. Yeah. And I'm just like, ugh, and it just puts a really bad taste in my mouth, especially considering what's super creepy.
Todd Phillips.
When we were watching the movie, the amount of times that, like, because our people that we saw it with, we didn't laugh a single time in the movie. There wasn't really any funny parts, but there were parts that probably could have elicited, like, a nervous chuckle, and we didn't laugh. There were people, though, that started, like, clapping during some of the really messed up Joker parts. Like, ha ha ha, he finally got those guys, like, stuff like that, and that was pretty creepy. The idea that people, like, relate to the Joker, I think is just insane to me.
That's meta as fuck. You cringe not at the performance, at the people watching.
Yeah, it was super weird. And so, like, I see that, and I hear this director and some of the stuff he said, and I'm like, I feel kind of gross because I don't know what the message is supposed to be. If it's supposed to be a message of, like, we need better mental health care. Okay, but, like, at the same time, I don't even know.
I don't think superhero movies, I mean, I know it's not a conventional superhero movie, but anything that is based off of, like, comic books and stuff, like, especially these kind of things, shouldn't have messages. I don't know. It just feels kind of tacked on way.
It's weird. I think also what else didn't help. Yeah, what also didn't help was...
That sounds too much like, how dare video games have a political agenda?
Maybe.
I could see that for sure, yeah. It's hard
but
for me to say.
But it is the Joker. I don't know. It's just...
I know.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird to use the Joker and then say mental health care is required.
That is true.
Right,
You can definitely force a message and ruin the entertainment value of your thing.
Oh, that's absolutely
Is it entertaining? True. The movie just seems like...
It's dark, I guess. So it's that kind of entertaining. It's that thought, like, it's definitely like what it's trying to do, that feeling it's trying to elicit, unless you're maybe slightly psychopathic. I think it elicits the right reaction for a normal human being, which is, unsettling. So if you're interested in that feeling, go ahead. To be honest, the only reason I went to see this movie is because so many of my people were. If it had been up to me, I wouldn't have seen it. I would have just heard about it because I don't like these kinds of movies. I really don't. But it did do what it was meant to do, and that unsettling feeling. The only other thing I wanted to address, they did do something pretty political. So one other major facet of the movie is they very much paint Thomas Wayne as this guy who's like, I'm trying to save Gotham, how dare these, like, poor people get mad at me kind of thing. Because basically Joker's actions accidentally cause, like, a 99% against the 1% revolt, but, like, way more deadly because it's Gotham. So, like, everything's up to a 10 and everything. Like, everyone's rioting when in reality would not be this bad with this kind of riot.
I wonder if this Thomas Wayne's character will be similar to the Thomas Wayne's character in the Alfred show.
Alfred show.
Oh, maybe. I haven't seen the Alfred show, so I don't know.
It's not out yet.
Oh. I'd be curious to
As far
see
as I
too. I don't know. But yeah, they very much paint Thomas Wayne as this, like, I'm a super rich guy who needs to save this city, and how dare you guys get mad at me for trying to help you. Very much that 1% kind of thing. And it's kind of weird because, like, the Joker basically accidentally sparked a political movement without intending to. Which is weird, but it's weird because then he has, like, a motive to be in that movement because of his issues with Thomas Wayne and what happened with his mother. It's kind of messed up. So, like, and that kind of bothers me, too, because it's this weird message of, like, okay, Thomas Wayne is obviously a jerk, right? But, like, the Joker is, too. But that doesn't make his... So it's weird because it's like, okay... Well, yeah, because, like, okay, you're these poor people who are upset and rioting, you're associating with the Joker, and I don't know how to feel about that, because I don't know if you're saying, like, the Joker is sympathetic because he is associated with, like, the 99%, or if you're trying to say, you know, the 99% are evil because they're associated with the Joker. You know what I mean? It's just really... I think the problem, too, is I love Batman, but as someone who, you know, what I do and stuff like that, I'm getting really tired of the tropes of, like, poor people rise up and become evil and rich people are just good people trying to keep them, like, happy kind of thing and trying their best. So, you know, it's a little eye-rolly for me. I would have much preferred, you know, I don't know. It's just, I think trying to make enemy or villain origin stories can be, I think, really difficult. For sure. And I don't even know if there's a right way to do somebody like the Joker. But I will say, they certainly put their best foot forward, and it's not bad, but I'm not saying you have to see it, because I probably wouldn't have seen it if I had a choice.
As like a rule of thumb, I'm not a fan of origin stories.
I totally get that.
I don't need to know.
It's totally true. And you know, and so that's what's just so hard about this. And I especially like villain origin stories. I jokingly call this to myself the Maleficent effect because it's one of the movies that did this so strongly. But I mentioned this earlier.
Is Maleficent a good movie?
No.
Okay, because I thought I
new
saw
one
it,
on the
I didn't really like it.
No, I'm about to say something I
one.
hate that they do with something I hate with villain origin stories. Sorry, the Maleficent effect, which is, hey, look at this character that we made evil in the first story, right? And everyone's like, maybe blah blah blah. Now, okay, well, we're gonna do an origin story and show their tragic background. And
It's
the
because
really
Wicked
bad
was
ones,
so popular.
Yeah, it's true. But Wicked at least did a decent job of it.
Yeah, right. It did it first, and now all these others are trying to do it.
But now everyone's trying to do it, and what they do, because Wicked kind of did this too, but they did it in a really interesting way. But now you get movies like Maleficent where they're like, okay, listen, you know, Maleficent, she's only evil because the you know, whatchamacallit, the princess's father was super evil and horrible person. I just hate those. Or they're like, hey, you thought the bad guy was evil? Actually, one of the people you thought was the good guy was actually evil. It's just lazy writing.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I hate that.
I mean, it's not an automatic, like, bad, dumb thing to do, but it can be very cheap. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like, did you ever see the movie Sucker Punch?
Sucker Punch. No, I haven't, but I've heard of it. I have heard of it until I need to see it.
Because it's not great. I think it's an entertaining movie. It's fun.
Yes.
But it's very flawed. But the idea is like 4 women in an insane asylum like have like these group hallucinations as they fight against like their oppressors. So like a scene where they're like ninjas fighting like these giant ogres with machine guns. You have another scene where they're like fighting like Nazi zombies, and another scene where like robots on a train or like fighting a dragon, whatever. In addition to that, the DVD extras, they had like a little background bit for each of the hallucination scenes, which does that thing where it flips them, where the girls are the like tools of the oppressor, like beating down like the other people, and they just don't know it, kind of thing, which is kind of interesting for an otherwise aimless movie.
That's kind of what I've heard. Yeah, it's just, and you're not wrong. It's not always a bad trope. Like I said, Wicked did a really good job with it, and that was basically that trope. They made the Wizard of Oz basically be the bad guy. But I think because they made him but I think the reason it worked also with Wicked was because it wasn't just him being evil. He wasn't even evil. He was just dumb, right? At least, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the musical, by the way. I never read the book. I know the book is really wonky.
I know the plot. I haven't consumed it in any way.
Okay, totally fine. But, like, they make the Wizard of Oz basically be kind of the bad guy. But, like, in the play at least, it's more of a combination of the wizard is a bumbling idiot, and then you have, like, mass paranoia that fuels everything else. That's interesting. And I guess you could say with the Joker, that was one thing they did right, was they didn't just make it that Thomas Wayne is evil, which I appreciated. They did very much make it more like circumstance and stuff like that. It's just hard because it's the Joker, you know, like... It's one of those, you know, my favorite villain trope, and this also has been overused, but this happens to just be my favorite villain trope for origin stories. I actually like the villains that have very similar origin stories to the heroes, but they made different choices. And, like, again, I know it's overused, but that's my favorite trope. Like, I would have been very happy if they made it, this is the Joker's origin story. He came from a very wealthy family, and his parents died. Then he took a different path. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I mean, it's boring,
so
but
you
I'm
want
just
a
saying,
Penguin movie?
Kinda, yeah, actually.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, but, like, I like those kinds of stories, because I love those,
Sure.
because I guess that's the thing is, I guess for me, what makes a villain is the choices they make, even if they have a tragic backstory. That's what makes them, to me, villains. Yeah, we can make all sorts of arguments about, like, but are they really villains? Absolutely. But, like, I'm just talking in your classic story, you know.
Right. Also, there's
so I don't know.
There was that recent Oz movie, which also kind of tried to do this. The one with,
Yes.
Meg, the woman who voices Meg, and James Franco.
Yes. I never saw it. I heard...
I watched it. It was fine,
Did you watch it?
I
That's right, you
guess.
did. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's right. They try to basically do that too. Like
It was better
you
than
said,
Sucker
origin
Punch.
stories-
Probably on par with Maleficent.
Oh, jeez. But, like, you're right, though. Origin stories are just hard to do. And they're hard to do right. And they're very easy to screw up.
Yeah. I think it's because it, like, when you give someone an origin story, it nails down all these specific things about them, which kind of by definition makes them potentially less relatable. Because, like, if you don't know things about them, like, oh, I could see myself doing that. It's like, oh, they did that for this reason? That's stupid.
That's fair. That's very fair. I think that's true. I think the other reason villain origin stories are also especially difficult is because usually in most stories, not every story, but usually in most stories, the villain doesn't make sense without the hero character. They play off each other in a way. Like, if you had the Joker without Batman, what would you have? You know what I mean? And I think that's what this movie was trying to do. And maybe that's why it was also kind of strange, because they had to have him against somebody. Because, like, the Joker's whole motive is chaos. Well, you can only have so much chaos before it just kind of becomes just that. It doesn't make any sense, you know? The Joker from most iterations, he
anything
lives for
that's like,
chaos
I'm all for chaos is... Anytime I've seen a chaos person in, like, movies or TV shows or whatever, they're not chaos. They're just evil. Like, because if they were chaos, they'd be good about half the time.
Right, yeah, it's true. Exactly. And, you know, and then you have the Joker where he's really super interesting in conjunction with Batman, and that's pretty much it, in my opinion, at least. Sure, like they said, they tried to do this origin movie, and I think some people will like it, but truly, like, I think about Heath Ledger's Batman, who was an awesome Batman, right? Everybody loves...
Heath Ledger's Joker.
Heath Ledger's Joker. Everybody loves that guy. He was great.
Yeah.
But, like, you think about it, he's really only interesting because of his plot against Batman, you know?
Yeah, they need each other.
That's what made him... I'm sorry?
They need each other.
They need each other.
They need each other. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Yes, they need each other. Exactly. And that's actually even the Joker's whole point, too, is he's like, there can be no Batman without the Joker. There's no Joker without the Batman. You know, but that's what makes them interesting. And so trying to do, like, an origin movie, I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just weird. And again, I think I just feel gross because of what this director has come out and said. And it just makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I like the, like, alternate timeline cartoons where it's like, oh, what if the Justice League and the evil guys switched? And so you have, like, instead of the Joker, he's, like, the Jester. I go up against, like, Night Owl. I was like, oh, these flips are really cool.
Yeah.
The Flashpoint ones were really good.
Yeah. It's funny what those alternate universe ones. The thing that always makes me laugh is in almost all of them, Batman is evil except for our timeline, and Lex Luthor's always good except for our timeline. I always found that super funny. So I think Superman goes back and forth, but is always interesting. Or do you know the alternate timeline about if Bruce died and his parents lived? Have you heard that one?
I've heard of it. I don't know what's in it.
Thomas Wayne becomes Batman,
Okay,
and
yes.
Yeah, that's
Martha
the Flashpoint
becomes
one.
the Joker.
Yeah, that's the Flashpoint one.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Thomas
yeah,
Wayne
becomes
uses a
Joker.
gun and stuff, and his cowl has like red eyes.
Yeah.
I've also seen the
Super
one
cool.
where I think like Bruce dies and Gordon becomes Batman in like a mech suit.
Oh, I think there was
I've seen that one.
I've seen that in a Batgirl issue. I don't know what it was. I think it was in the New 52.
Oh, isn't
they
the
had
new
something like that.
Batwoman show out or something?
There
First
is.
episode,
I
pilot
haven't
episode.
seen it.
Is it out?
I think so because I've
I
heard.
think so. The pilot episode is out.
Cool.
I see. I haven't watched it. The comments on Facebook, like of random people, say it's horrible, but it's also from a lot of men who were mad about it. So I don't really know how to take
Okay.
it seriously. Like I don't know, man. There was a lot of there were.
Do you guys
weird
remember
anger
John Wick 2?
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's the
Ruby's Batwoman.
yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it is DC, so it's probably gonna suck, and it's not a cartoon.
That's the only problem, right?
I think she's part of the Flash Arrow universe, the Arrowverse.
That's not a good
It's
universe.
a
I know.
it's a
I'm
TV
just saying. I'm
show.
just saying.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't watched it. I want it to be good. I haven't seen it, but like the problem is that I remember I was reading Facebook comments and holy crap. Like usually I try to be like, "Oh, when there's a female character, yeah, there's outcry, but usually that's just the minority." Oh my goodness, the amount of like comments of angry men about having a Batwoman is so weird. And most of it was because like I didn't like the trailers were all very much like women in power and they were all like, "Oh, she's just stealing Batman's thing, blah blah." And I'm like, okay, guys, there's comics about this. You know this, right? It's like, what are you talking
That's like
about?
one of my favorite pictures is like this woman cosplaying, and this guy's like, "Oh, you're cosplaying as a steampunk gender bent like Mad Hatter Joker. Like who do you think you are, you poser?" It's like, no, it's actually literally Harvey Dent's wife, like from the comic books. Like this is the exact costume she has. It's not an interpretation.
Oh.
It's like a perfect recreation.
Even if it was an interpretation, I don't see the problem with that.
Yeah.
No, I don't
I didn't
either,
recognize
but
it, but
yeah, I don't either. You're absolutely right, Sharp, but it's all the better still that it's like, well, no, you're just an idiot. Or like, did you guys see like the random comments there were when like She-Hulk was announced?
I didn't see the comments.
There were, I only know because I didn't look at them, but someone did post them. And like I said, it wasn't all of them. There were a lot more in the Batwoman thing that was really weird. But I think that's because people did know what Batwoman was, but they were still just mad because it was all very feminist in the thing, but whatever.
And she's gay, so.
She's gay in Limon. What are you expecting? But anyway,
It's in the books,
yeah,
though, right? She's gay in the books.
I think so, yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean, it doesn't help that she's gay.
Oh.
She also the actress is gay in real life, so that's just
Oh,
why
yeah,
we're
that
all
also doesn't
excited
help.
about it. Yeah. Oh yeah, and she's great.
I look forward to more superheroines who don't have to include their gender in their name. I mean, the men do it too, but it's more prevalent in the women.
No, you're right. I mean, I agree with you. One of my main like harps is
Like, Hulk's not
Lucy...
He-Hulk.
Right. No, you're right. Hulk. But no, you're
To be
right, and I
fair,
think that's
He-Man is a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
true.
Superman,
He-Man is a thing.
Batman.
Superman, Batman. But no, but
like,
you're
if there
absolutely
was
right.
like there's Flash, if there's not even a female
She-Flash.
Flash, is there? There's no She-Flash.
Yeah, She-Flash.
Right,
But she would
You
be
know,
called
we-
She-Flash if she existed.
Probably.
Was
But
she
no,
really?
You're absolutely right.
Flashy.
You're absolutely right.
I don't know.
Flash? Oh, that'd be good.
That would be funny. I didn't sense that one.
they can have that one. Martian woman
Woman
hunter. I
Hunter,
don't know.
yeah. She-Martian.
Marvel boy.
They, probably instead of Martian Woman Hunter, they'll just call her She-Martian. She-Martian
Femboy?
Manhunter.
I don't know.
It's okay. Can we have Marvel Boy? I'd be fine with that too.
There's Beast Boy.
There's Beast Boy. But like, no, but you're absolutely
Yeah,
right. One of my
Marvel Boy.
biggest harps in, not even just the comic book world, I have an issue with this with the video game world where it's like, okay, have you noticed how many video games start off with their first game having a male protagonist and then their sequel features like the female protagonist, usually a daughter-like character to the male protagonist? Let's see.
The Last of
Walking
Us?
Dead Telltale. The Walking Dead Telltale series, The Last of Us, Dishonored.
Dishonored.
Like, come on, guys.
BioShock.
It's
Life is Strange did it the opposite way.
They did.
Boys
Life
in the
is Strange did
sequel,
the
yeah.
opposite.
Is
They
it all
did.
out? It's not all out yet, right?
It's not all out. I haven't.
I'm just waiting for all of it to come out. Yeah.
Yeah, same. But
I couldn't get into Before the Storm, to be honest.
Oh really? I haven't tried it.
I was only like 30 minutes in, but I just didn't have the same like pull that the first one had on me.
I understand that. I mean, you have the one mechanic that's gone.
Yeah, I like Chloe, but I like Chloe as a supporting main character, but not as a main character.
I understand that. It's so funny. Like, Life is Strange definitely took me on a roller coaster, because I remember the first episode I hated Chloe's guts. But that's because, like, then I started to understand why she was the way she was, and then, of course, I liked her at the end. But, like, it was really hard for me, because some of the shit she pulls in the beginning, I have had friends when I was in high school pull similar shit on me, and I was like, absolutely, like, it was very triggering. I was like, absolutely not. The good thing is that actually you want to kind of put boundaries on her in the beginning, because you get better endings later on. But anyway. But yeah, that was a roundabout conversation. So yeah, villain origin story. Joker was interesting. I'm not saying you have to see it. I'm saying if you're into that kind of awkward space, it is, I think, very interesting to talk about. I'm sorry?
Don't cheer.
Yeah, don't cheer. Oh my gosh, guys, just don't. It was so creepy.
It was. Like, just from the sound of it.
It was really creepy. But yeah, so, just understand it. He is a bad guy, guys. You're not really supposed to relate to him. Not really.
Sometimes I cheer in movies, like at John Wick, and then I feel bad because I'm like, that was just a really cool stunt, but it's actually a pretty gory murder I just cheered at.
Yeah, but at least but they still killed his dog. That was the first movie, but still.
Sure. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just something with a Joker.
Yeah, it's just like I remember. People who talk about that they relate to the Joker, even my least favorite, thankfully none of my friends do this now, but I remember like in high school and early college, I knew couples that tried to be like, we're Joker and Harley. It should be known that all those couples broke up and talked about how toxic the relationship was later, which, gee, I wonder why. But,
I mean, if you relate to the Joker, you're just being edgy and not being original or smart about it.
Yeah, you're being super edgy. You're being an edgelord who's just not being original, or you have some things that you need to seek help about.
I feel like one thing I'm thankful for is I feel like the Joker is like the honey getting all the truly crazy people. So because if Joker wasn't there, I feel like Rick from Rick and Morty would be the Joker, and so
yeah, that's true.
Rick and Morty would get an even worse rap than it already has. So I appreciate the Joker's smokescreen.
I can understand that. I'm not I never really got into Rick and Morty. It's just not my kind of show.
I really like it, but fan bases.
I know a lot of people that like it. But you're right. People who say they're like Rick, you're like, okay, not gonna talk to you then.
Yeah.
I remember that was actually a joke a while back about like women. Like if you're dating a guy and he says that his favorite character he relates most to is Rick, you should run away. Mm-hmm. Which is just accurate.
They don't even know what it means. Nobody understands me. I'm the unique one.
I'm a genius.
Oh.
Why is Daddy trending in Malaysian Twitter? What the fuck?
That's a little random aside there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Twitter and I'm like, Daddy's trending. And it's right behind Joker. I need to look this up.
Interesting.
Anyways.
There were a lot of shirtless shots in the Joker movie that I was happy about because, like, I don't know what Joaquin did, but he really emaciated himself for the role. I was like, at one point, like, did he purposely, like, break his shoulder? Because, like, he just makes his shoulder permanently like this. It's kind of disturbing. And I know it's, like, the point, but it's just weird.
That's some, yeah, like, Christian Bale does that, too.
Oh, I know.
Just goes really big and really small for his fucking roles. It's insane.
My gosh, yeah. It's all those method actors, man. They're crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, who's the guy from Last of the Mohicans and 5 Points? Or, I mean, Gangs of New York. Daniel Day-Lewis. He's crazy method, I hear.
Yeah.
But he's also not too crazy, I hear. Because, like, he knows it's a lot of work. So, like, he doesn't act that much. He's like, if I have to act, I'm going to do all this crap, and I don't want to do it. So, he's not, he's in the middle of it.
Exactly.
Like, what was the Joker that everybody hated? Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
He tried, right?
Apparently, he's also a method actor, and he was just being a bitch to everybody.
Yes,
or something.
he was a super.
Like dead fish
he was,
would be delivered to their dead something was delivered to somebody's.
Yeah. He was a
trailer.
real dick to everybody on that. Yeah, it was super weird.
You know, they all tattooed themselves with squad.
Except
for Will Smith.
Except for Will Smith, because Will Smith
tattooed
was
people,
smart.
but he didn't get tattooed.
Yeah, he was smart.
He's the
Like, you
smart
guys
one.
are all crazy. Yeah, he is the smart one.
He's the 1%. He sells the
I
shit
don't
to
get a
you, but he doesn't
tattoo for
actually
every
use it
movie.
himself. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that movie was so bad.
Yeah.
That movie was.
But is it
so
weird
bad.
that I'm hoping that the second one is good? Like, I really hope
Well,
Suicide
I
Squad.
hope it is.
Yeah.
I hope it's good too. I mean, we've got we just talked about this last time, didn't we? Like, we've got
I just
what's his face?
like different bunch of characters just teaming up, those kind of things. I
Yeah.
just like that.
I hope it's good, just because. I mean, only because, like I said, if James Gunn, like, if this movie's bad, then DC movies is just cursed. That's what I've decided.
And
They're
then they
just
should. I
cursed.
think they should just embrace it and just make it really
Yeah.
bad. That's good.
Except for Wonder Woman, she can stay awesome because that was legit a good movie.
Are they actually doing anything like in the main the Wonder Woman, Aqua? Are they doing any more like? I mean,
There is
doesn't seem
another
to-
Wonder Woman movie.
oh, okay.
There is another one being made, but it's like in the past. It's like the 80s or something. I'm trying to remember what it's going on. There's another Wonder Woman movie coming out, but it's another like past one. I forget what someone told me where it took place, but I genuinely don't remember. I've seen the poster and it's just like super weird, psychedelic, like looking feathers and stuff, which is why I'm trying to remember because it made sense. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, I can't find any information about it. Oh, I guess calling me a liar. Never mind. I have seen something about it though. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I hope so, because the first Wonder Woman movie was really good. I'd love to see
Yeah, I
the
liked
second
it.
one.
I did like the
Aquaman
bad
movie
guy,
was-
but overall it was pretty good.
Oh, you mean the bad guy at the end? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was weird. That was... At first, I didn't mind it so much, and then when I really thought about it, I was like, oh, man, if they had just not done that and just ended it right when she killed the guy, that would have been way more interesting. But they wanted a big finale. Anyway, what did you guys do? I didn't really play any games, so I can't really talk about that.
I played Indivisible, which is so far, I've only played for a couple hours, but it's different than the demo. I don't remember having as big a deal with the learning curve as the demo. In the demo, I am learning the learning curve, but it still doesn't feel great yet. I still feel like I'm mostly just doing random stuff.
Darn.
But the art is good. The characters are good. Yeah, looking forward to playing more. I played Anodyne 2.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I got to the first ending, and then I'm on the second ending. I don't really know. It's a little weird. I'm trying to juggle it with Indivisible, so it's hard to go back and forth between the two, but I'm trying. I'm watching The Good Place. I started season 2. Because I watched season 1 back when it was new, so I finally just started season 2. So that's been good. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I tried to watch a new anime because Netflix recommended it to me called Goku Dolls, about these Yakuza who like mess up, and so their mob boss is like, you can either be killed for your screw up, or
Become
you can
idols?
go to Thailand and get surgically turned into idols. And so I'm like, that's weird, but I'll give it a shot.
What?
And I watched 2 episodes, and I don't think I'm gonna watch anymore. It was okay, but because the first episode was cool because it wasn't fan servicey. Like there were almost no jokes about like, oh hey, I've got boobs. It's all like, I'm a Yakuza and now I have to act cute, which was pretty funny. And the second episode, we get to the groping conga line. It's like, okay, I'm out.
Come on.
I'll watch real porn if I want this. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Exactly. Come on.
But yeah, so
half-ass
that's
stuff.
pretty much it for me. The sad thing that happened in my week completely
There's got to
unrelated
be
video
a
games.
live action one.
A live action
What?
Goku dolls?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yep. You heard me.
Are you on Pornhub right now?
Nope. Backstreet Girls
Just
Goku Dolls
check.
2019 Japanese trailer English live action.
Okay. Wow, it's gonna
maybe
follow
they'll sanitize it for America. I don't know.
Probably not. Well, no, it just won't be released here.
Yeah, that could be.
Anyway, what's the sad thing that happened to you with video games?
We not in video games. We returned our dog to the the SPCA because she was a fine dog, but it wasn't a good household fit. Like, she was not okay with us being away from home as much as we are away from home for work and stuff. So that was sad.
Oh, it's super sad.
And I'm sure she'll get a better home. That's the point.
I'm hopeful, yeah.
But it's still sad. She doesn't understand that, and I can't make her understand that it's for her own good.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. We've been talking about getting a dog. My fiance's father breeds Cairn Terriers, and is talking about trying to like adopt some older ones. The thing is, like, my fiance's like, oh, we should get a dog, but the problem is that I've been through 2 puppies in my household. And, like, we had a dog. He had passed away. We have a Shiba Inu. I love my dog that passed away. I love this dog. But, like, they were not trained very well, and they're very stubborn animals. So I'm kind of, like, currently just done with puppies. I love puppies, but I'm currently kind of just done with, like, training them and stuff because I do not have the time. So I'm like, I will get an older dog from a shelter.
Exactly.
Not into the raising a puppy thing. My fiance wants to get one, though, because she goes on a lot of trips, and I don't do well when I'm by myself at the house. I get really, like, I have, like, the opposite of claustrophobia. I don't do well with big open spaces. It really makes me anxious.
Agoraphobia, I think it's called.
Is that what that is? I thought that was, like, the fear of, like... It's something like that. I don't know. Fear of, like, people are going out. It's very much just, like...
Yeah, it could be a specific different thing.
Yeah, like, if I was, like, in an apartment by myself, I'd be fine. But, like, if I'm in a house by myself... Here's how I can explain this. One time, I was alone in my parents' house, which is a basement, a first floor, a second floor. I was alone there for 3 days because my parents went on up north, and my brother at the time was staying with his girlfriend the whole time. I literally slept in my room... Went downstairs to bring up some food and played in my brother's room on his PS3 the whole entire weekend.
Nice. Sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah, it was a very good weekend. I played Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, the other game they made.
Yeah, cool.
So John Cho injured on set of Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. Production halted for 7 to 9 months.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Why is that?
John Cho got injured. Like, what kind of injury?
Oh.
Let me see.
Yeah, do we know? Is it a gunshot wound? Is it a stick gas burn?
Can you imagine?
It just says a knee injury. Nature of the incident that led to the injury is not altogether clear. Occurred during a rehearsed sequence that was not considered to be a large-scale stunt.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
There's some crazy stuff that happens, though. Did you know that, like, freaking Harrison Ford broke his leg during episode 9?
9 when he was like super old?
8.
I did know that.
When he was like super old?
Yeah.
Yeah, was it episode 8? I'm sorry. I don't keep the numbers track.
Did he die in 7?
7.
Honestly, I have no idea.
7. Sorry.
Honestly, I have no
Episode
idea.
7. Sorry, I don't know numbers. Episode 7. He apparently, like, during the sequence where they're inside the Millennium Falcon, he, like, legit broke his leg.
That's okay because they're rich and they have a lot of people to take care of them. Did you know stunt people have died and some are like paralyzed forever and like brain damaged? And
there were apparently the most recent not released Resident Evil movie is being like investigated because of how bad it was for the stunt people. Because one person did die and there were a bunch of other injuries.
I believe it was the was it Transformers or Fast and Furious? Like I can't remember which action movie it was, but like the stunt actress who was driving the car, some kind of like huge, crazy, big, heavy cables snapped and sliced off the top part of the car and some of her head. She's brain damaged. I'm not sure if she's dead or not. I can't remember I read this a few years ago and I'm like, and if I'm not mistaken, the production company tried to get away from paying for her medical stuff and shit.
I'm not surprised. That's from what I've heard,
up, man.
It's super messed up. From what I've heard, like, stunt doubles get almost no, like, they get very little, like, medical help, even though they should probably get the most. Universal health care, bro. It's just sad, though. So what'd you do, Shar?
What'd you watch?
Would you watch?
I didn't watch anything. Did I watch anything?
Oh.
I think I just rewatched Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that movie. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so cute. Pokemons are so cute.
It's
Ryan
so
Reynolds is
freaking
perfect.
cute.
I just love Ryan Reynolds.
I know. I'm just so glad it's good as it was because I was
Yeah.
super excited for this movie. I remember I was telling people, I was like, this is gonna be the Space Jam of this generation, and it's way better than
I
Space
really
Jam.
hope that any more Pokemon live action movies that come after this will focus on stories like this and not just the battling and
Yes.
stuff. I don't want to see Ash going around battling people and
exactly.
shit. I want to see like these kind of stories, like the
Yes.
the spin-offs or whatever.
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wanna. I have to rewatch it.
I didn't do much except play a lot of Destiny 2.
Oh wow, you still keep it up
Going
with
strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I paid $60. I ain't gonna stop. I finally
Can't stop,
am
won't
not
stop.
so overwhelmed with everything. I kind of understand how the armor works and like all the new activities and like what I need to do, because some of the quests are not like, it doesn't actually tell you what to do. So I had to fucking look it
Right.
up. And that's
Yeah.
annoying, but like it wasn't like the worst thing. I was able to unlock a couple of activities because so happened other people were doing it too, and like it was really easy to unlock. But yeah, it's just a lot of grinding and I'm okay with that. Like I'm fine with that. And they're just gonna keep like they're gonna keep drip feeding a bunch of content like every couple of weeks, new stuff, recycling old stuff. So that's good.
Good.
Yeah, I would recommend people get into it because the free to play apparently has quite a bit of content on in it, and there's quite a lot. I think at one point it had like 2.6 million concurrent players or something after moving to Steam, which is pretty big, especially for a game that came out 2015.
It is.
Wow.
Is that long ago? Yeah, it must have been.
There is one thing I'm kind of annoyed with. It's pretty cool, but so they added these melee finishers. So you shoot the enemy a little bit, then they will start to glow, and it's quite clear like why they glow. Like, it's very clear to see, and then you press one of the buttons and it executes a melee finisher. It doesn't take up any. You can modify your melee finishers, and it will take up like a bar of your super, but then it will give you back like heavy ammo or whatever. The annoying thing is some of these like bounties, which is all these like daily quests, like kill 10 of these in this kind of
Yeah.
mission. Yeah, some of the bounties require you to do these finishers, and it's really difficult when everybody's just shooting everything because you need them to be reduced in health, but you can't let them die. You gotta go near and finish them off. And sometimes
Oh, that's annoying.
yeah, it is a little bit annoying, but that's just the biggest. But it's pretty cool. Like you do like drop kicks and shit, like some fucking WWE crap, and I love it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, just playing lots and lots of Destiny 2. I just want to get back into it. I think I'm like 60 hours in on Steam, which is quite
That's
a
not too-
bit considering
I guess
I
for
don't
how
have
long
much
you've been
time.
playing it.
Yeah. Yeah, because like work and life sucks.
Right.
Uh,
I don't know why, but that reminded me. I watched a movie this weekend called Operation Petticoat because I like watching kind of old 50s wartime-ish movies. But they're a real roulette there because like it was not like the I didn't click on the premise at all. The premise was this guy has a submarine, and because of reasons, he has to crew it with women, and oh boy, are they different than men! And that's like the whole this series of jokes. Like this is so
Yikes.
stupid. Because shockingly, I also watched. I want to watch a western, so I watched. What was it called? It's some movie with Jeff Bridges as like a ranger and Chris Pine as a bank robber. And Jeff Bridges' character was just making racist jokes against Indians the whole time. And I don't think it was an old movie. It's just like, who wrote this? Why? It's not funny. It's just I cringe like physically every time. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Weird.
Nah, I didn't do much.
As an aside.
So yeah, couple of new things got announced / release. I'm not talking about the Riot one. I'm not getting there yet. But there's a game being made by Ghost Cam. Developers called Ghost Cam. Is the name of the game is called Tales of Treachery, and it's a 4-player choose your own adventure party game, where one of you cannot be trusted. Apparently, it's one of those
less cool.
So basically, it's like werewolf, but instead of you actually like go. I watched a video on it. You actually go around like make choices and like questing stuff, and and one of you is like the bad guy or something, and it's being narrated by Neil Gaiman, which I don't know how they got him, but yeah.
Interesting. I've heard audiobooks by him.
I guess he just likes to do things that are cool and doesn't really care about the size of it or whatever.
Sounds like him.
Disco Elysium came out, a $40 like old school CRPG, but instead of fighting, you're a detective. You investigate stuff and you make decisions, and you can even choose your own monologues and stuff. I believe I remember reading that.
Oh wow! I didn't
to
see
be all
that.
dark and gloomy and noir.
So yeah, RPG with no combat. I'm always interested in those kind of stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, Indivisible, which forward dimension. I need to get that. I'll probably wait for the Switch version. I don't know. I just like physical.
Yeah.
And it's. Would you say the game requires 60 FPS? Not really, right?
No, I would say it doesn't require it, but
it's always nice.
Yeah. Really nice.
But it's not super action-y.
It's very action-y. It's like playing a fighting. It feels like you're playing a fighting game.
That is true. I remember playing the demo.
Because you have to like time each.
Yeah.
Because like basically, when you choose your characters, like they don't level up. It's not like a traditional RPG. You kind of just choose like there's a huge cast of characters, and you choose whichever 4 you want, or you're stuck with your main one. But the other 3, and those are just your action buttons. And so you're trying to build up like essentially it's as if you're building one character's fighting list of moves. Like I need to do up X, down Y, left B, B, up Y to like do like your whatever combo it is based off of your team composition. It's deep, man. That's what the learning curve is throwing me for the loop right now.
Damn. Okay.
It's cool though. You need to get more people. You need to keep learning.
Oh my god, the cat.
I was like, I hear meows.
Yeah, I don't know why he's meowing. Sometimes he's just being an asshole.
It's okay.
Yeah, SPCA motherfucker, SPCA. Nah. News time?
Yeah.
News
time.
News time.
This is not interesting. Let's start off with Humble. So I only got like 3, like 2 big ones and one kind of. Oh my gosh, shut up. Yeah, Humble.
That was perfect timing.
So yeah, they are. Oh my god.
Just keep going. I love it. It's so good. Oh, man,
I'm gonna need to do something about him.
I'm over here, and then the screaming
meows.
started.
I love the meows in the background just at every sentence point. It's great. It's like a period. Is he begging the cat to stop?
My partner's not around, so he's meowing because there's nobody around to play with him and stuff.
Aw, poor kitty.
But sometimes he wants you in the living room, but he doesn't want to do anything. He just wants you to be in the living room because that's what he wants. He's a fucking asshole.
That sounds like a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we close the bedroom door because we want to go to sleep, and we don't want him to wake us up. He'll be scratching the door. We open it, and he just fucks off. I'm like, fucking hell. So yeah, all those videos you saw those are just true stories, man. Those are based off true stories.
Actually, it's funny we talk about that cats though. My aunt had a dog like that. We used to house sit for this dog, and she was used to. This little dog was very used to sleeping with my aunt and uncle in their bed, but we didn't want to do that. You know, I lived with my parents and my brother at the time, so we had a kennel for her. But like anytime, and we had to like put her in the kennel because anytime she was allowed to like go upstairs and hang out or whatever, she would literally go to everyone's bedroom and like beckon them to follow her and try to put us all in one room. Because she didn't want any of us to be separated. Yeah, exactly. She's what kind of dog is she? Yorkshire Terrier, so I guess that makes sense.
Those are loud, right?
It's pretty fun. They can be. They're more just
yippy,
like
I guess.
Sharp.
They're more yippy. Yeah, sharp yippy. they can be very nice, but they're smaller dogs. They're more yippy, but they also can have a lot of health problems, like a lot of health problems. Like this poor girl I'm talking about, she's very old now for one of these kind of dogs, and she's like practically blind now and has arthritis. It's horrible. But anyway.
Humble.
Those tiny dogs, yo.
Yeah. So Humble is changing the Humble monthly plan.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see this.
So yeah, Humble monthly. Oh my god. Humble monthly is right. I gotta do something. You are gonna be with me.
Just turn your gain way down and then like eat.
I was gonna say, bring the cat in here. Get us those views,
Oh.
man. Everybody loves a cat.
Everyone likes this is a cat video. Yeah, all those cat video views you could be getting.
Hey, it's a cat. There we go.
So yeah.
There's.
Oh, I forgot I had
Aw.
white like eyebrows. Oh, that's so cool.
He doesn't
the
get.
white eyebrow.
He's not allowed in this room, so
Oh,
Be good.
Everything's new.
so yeah. Humble bundle, Humble monthly. So current plan is like $12 right? You get like a couple of games, and then there are mystery games at the end of the month. You'll know what they are. But they're gonna change this, and they are changing it to, if I can just use my mouse. Okay. 3 different plans now.
Oh, good choices.
Okay, so the light
Choices are
plan,
good.
which is $5 a month or $45 a year, you get nothing.
What?
You just donate into charity?
You get Humble Trove. Do you guys know what a Humble Trove is?
I don't.
So a Humble Trove is a collection of games, quite a lot actually. DRM free games, so you can just download the exe installer. The games
Okay,
every
cool,
month.
awesome.
Every month games get added to it. Some of the games are those that are published by Humble. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but on Steam they actually have like a page. Like Humble has a publisher account on Steam.
I might have seen that and been confused
new.
by what it was.
One of the new games, one of the newer, more popular games they've published is called Forager. So like these kind of games and other games, they offering a DRM free version on Trove. You can download it. You can basically, like right now, if you just get a month, you can download everything and just keep them as backups pretty much if you want to. So you get that and 10% off the store and nothing else. I'm not sure why anybody would do this, but to be fair,
It's a lot of money. For
there's a
not
lot of
much.
like marketing psychology. Make the cheap one really shit, make the expensive one kind of expensive, and everybody will go to the middle one usually. So anyways,
Yeah.
that's the basic one. So $15 a month for 3 games. And the
That
discount
are-
and the trove.
Are they known games or are they a surprise?
So okay, so now
ahead of time.
so what they're gonna do now is Humble Monthly is not gonna keep the games a mystery anymore. They will just
Cool.
they will just show all the games. And you get to choose which game you want. So the $15 a month one, you get 3 games. You gotta choose from which one. Which ones you want, yeah.
You choose only one, or
choose 3
can
games.
choose 1 to
Three of them.
any 3
Three
from a list of more than 3.
Yes. So $15 a month
Okay.
get you the basic plan. If there are 10 games available that month, you get to choose 3 games.
Cool. Okay, cool.
The premium one is $20 a month. You get to choose 9 games. The discount will be up to 20% and everything else is the same.
Imagine playing 9 games a month.
And like the thing is, the classic, right? And they are also doing the classic, which is the same one as now, $12 per month. You get, I think, pretty much everything. You get to keep 10 curated games. Stop struggling. What do you want? Oh my god.
You should like it because you're warm. That's his bones.
Give me a second. Fucking asshole.
Haha.
What's just weird to me is aren't some of these bundles like less than $20 for all of the games?
I would think so.
He ran out
Like,
with
there's
my
not-
earphones.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Fucking cats, don't get them.
I never intend to.
So yeah,
I like cats, but I don't want to own one.
I don't know. Don't get
Yeah,
pets,
same.
man.
Yeah, I'm not a big
Classic
owner.
plan. You will be able to keep the classic plan. So after this, there won't be the classic plan anymore, which is the current $12 a month.
You can be grandfathered in if you already are, kind of
You
thing.
can be grandfathered in if you keep pausing. If you cancel outright, you got to choose between the light base and premium that I just talked about.
Got it.
Yeah.
So they're basically increasing the price and reducing the number of games.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I wonder why. Maybe it's getting harder to get those games or something.
That whale target.
They
it's
probably
like a demi whale, not a full whale.
It's probably just a way to make more money.
The thing that's weird is like I didn't do much with Humble Bundle except for like very few, but like aren't some of their bundles less than $15 or $20 for the whole collection?
So they too have two types of bundles. They have the usual bundles where. So they have the monthly, which is a monthly bundle. It's a subscription service. Yeah. You pay $12. You will know upfront like 1 to 3 games, and the 1 to 3 games are usually the big featured ones. And then at the end of the month, they'll release all of the other games, and then you get to download them and keep the keys or whatever. But then they have the other bundles where it's you just choose to buy everything as the top tier or the mid tier or the $1 tier, and those won't be affected. This one is just for the Humble monthly one.
Okay.
Do they still have like traditional video game bundles? Because I feel like I only ever get emails for books now.
They haven't been doing anything big. I think the last big one they did was the Crusader Kings 2 DLC bundle, which was a pretty big one. $15 for like a bunch of DLCs that usually don't go for more than 50% off. So that was a big one for a lot of people. But normal bundles, the games have not been that great.
I also just haven't even seen like a video game bundle in a long time, I don't think, in my email.
They currently have one where the $15 tier will get you Catherine, that JRPG, Japanese like puzzle, fucking difficult puzzle game, and a bunch of other games.
Yeah. It's too hard.
Really, I got so mad playing that shit on the PS3. That game is really difficult. But I kind of want to get it for the PS4, the remastered remake version with the extra content. We'll see. So yeah, Humble Classic is replacing Humble Monthly. Now, China.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right, start it off.
So there was a tournament. Was it in Hong Kong or was it in Taiwan or something? It was like in somewhere around there.
Sorry, I don't know exactly where.
Yeah,
it was.
basically, or was it? No, I think it was a Hong Kong player at least. Blitzchung HS. He during like the interview with the casters. He said one of the popular slogans that the Hong Kong protesters have been using, and Blizzard banned him and took away his Hearthstone winnings. Yeah. And although then they doubled down. Give it back. Yeah, sorry, not double down, but they've given back.
They doubled down and then gave it back to him. Yeah. So
they give back the winnings.
That's great.
And I think they reduced the ban from 1 year to 6 months or something. But he's
I believe so.
Yeah, he has a 6-month ban. They are not gonna change that. They are.
But
what?
Blizzard did get like a
letter
or a petition or something from like the United States Congress today.
Yeah.
Saying you guys handled that badly.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, AOC and.
Oh, okay. So it must be the House of Representatives. I was going to say there's no way our Senate would have cared, but I guess the House of Representatives said something.
United States Senator Wyden, AOC, Rubio, Gallagher, and Malinowski penned letter to Blizzard CEO Robert Kotick condemning the company's decision to ban a professional Hearthstone player for voicing support for the Hong Kong protests.
Okay. Hey. Interesting.
I don't expect to do anything, but it's cool.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I'm not expecting them, but hey. That's why I was like, really, our Congress did? But I'm not surprised those people did.
Because
AOC especially.
In the end, they are a private company and they can't really, steal their choice, right?
They're not... Yeah, they can't really tell them what to do, but I'm sure... I mean, it at least puts a statement out by the United States, which is interesting given our weirdness with China right now. So that was interesting for them to do that, even if they didn't need to. But yeah, it's caused a lot of us to go, oh really, Blizzard?
a lot of Blizzard events have been canceled by them. Even the Overwatch launch for the Nintendo Switch at New York. One. Yeah, that's a big one. They
really messed this up. It's just a bad look because I think it had always been an open secret that a lot of video games, try to talk a big talk and then China comes in and they kind of have to shut up because, China's one of their biggest player bases and stuff like that, especially for esports.
Not only that, investment.
Yeah, and investments as well. So I think it was always kind of an open secret that especially video game companies, amongst other companies for sure, by the way, have always been like, saying, oh, we can do this or this. But if China ever said, no, you don't, then they get really scared, the tail between their legs. But it was just so obvious this time that it made everybody go, oh, huh. So that's what you think. Really? For a company, and it's I think especially just eye-rolly because a lot of these companies, of course, try to tout, be able to say whatever, be okay with, certain players doing whatever kind of thing and letting it go. But then someone says, makes a statement related to China, and all of a sudden, oop, can't do that. So
China's off limits. All that money.
It's a bad look, even if it's not that surprising. It's a bad look.
Blizzard employees staged a walkout to protest the ban pro Hong Kong gamer.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really brave of them too, because a lot of them probably could have lost their jobs for doing that. Because it's not super secure. But that's I have to say I have to kind of commend them, especially for those who are in the lower sections that they could have just lost their jobs doing that.
Yeah.
So good on them.
But yeah, Gods Unchained, which is another CCG collectible card game, basically said that they will pay for all of his lost winnings and a ticket to their $500K tournament. So they are using this very smartly, like take advantage of it, like whatever.
I know, hey, whatever. I've never heard of them, but now they're gonna be known, right?
The Gods Unchained current game director was the game director for Magic the Gathering one.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
The arena or whatever.
Gods Unchained, the selling point of it, their gimmick is any card you own outright. And you can sell them for real world money. And you can buy them as well for real money. And even if you get banned, apparently, you still can sell them. Like they're yours. Like you own them.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Something blockchain. Something.
I see.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
It is a cool idea.
Right.
Yeah. So that's Blizzard and China. Now let's talk about Riot.
Oh, Riot. I know a little bit less about this because I think it was a bit more recent.
So Riot, during their 10th anniversary or something, they announced like so many games, like so many stuff. They're gonna be making
so much stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be making a fighting game. So because they at one point they bought the evil co-founder Tom Cannon's indie studio, and they were working on a fighting game prototype called Rising Thunder. And yeah, they got him, and currently the League of Legends fighting game is codenamed Project L.
Oh.
Yeah, so Tom Cannon and his indie team will be working on that one. Riot is also making a tactical multiplayer first-person shooter. This one is codenamed Project A. It's a cartoon.
It's so much work. It's so weird to announce all these at once.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they're dividing. It's crazy.
And also, like, now you're going to have the expected people to work on these projects, and we all know how good Riot is at keeping employees.
I mean, maybe they're mostly done already? I don't know.
Maybe. I guess we don't know.
Yeah, so
seems risky.
It's not going to be like Overwatch. It's going to be closer to, like, real world stuff, but it's cartoony looking.
Interesting.
And they are apparently pushing the boundaries of online shooter, like technical boundaries. So like lag and cheating and stuff. They're gonna try new things or something apparently. They're gonna be making a management sim where you manage a professional League of Legends esports team.
Oh no.
That's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Yes, and they're gonna be making a card game as well, because of course. That one's gonna be called Legends of Runeterra. So yeah, they want to be more accessible than Hearthstone, and is ditching.
Did I Did I miss out? Did you say a animated show already?
No, yeah. Those are all the
yeah.
games, and then they're gonna be making an animated show. Oh no, they're also gonna be making a multiplayer action RPG. So yeah, that was Project F.
There's that too.
Morpig.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll be isometric or not.
Yeah, like a Diablo style thing maybe, because it'll be easier to just do that, right?
They
Arcane
have the engine, basically.
animated series.
I just saw the trailer for this a few hours ago.
Really? Is it
Yes, I like it. I mean, I know nothing about the lore, so don't ask me questions about the lore. My fiance loves the lore and is pretty pumped for it. It's kind of like a cell shaded painted style.
That's cool.
I love it. I love cell shaded styles like that. I'm a real big fan of like those kinds of things. It looks really pretty. It's definitely not like super anime. I quite like the art style. Again, I know nothing about the lore, so I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but it looks cool. So it seems like the main characters are like a girl and a younger sister like character. So I'm curious if that's actually gonna stay that way or what that means. Guess we'll see.
So that's all the stuff they announced, and they also mentioned that the mobile versions of League of Legends and stuff is still coming next year. The funny thing is, a lot of people who are pissed off at Blizzard, they were like, I'm gonna play Riot games now. I don't think they realize that China owns 100% of Riot.
Probably not.
China owns only like 20% of Blizzard, but they own like a big chunk. I'm not sure how many percent about that. But yeah, Tencent owns Riot.
Yeah. So you know.
Like you can't be mad at Blizzard and China and then go to Riot, which is China basically.
There's honestly, like, if you're mad at China, you kind of have to give up a lot of esports because so many of them, that's the unfortunate truth. There's certainly some things you can I think you can still, enjoy esports even if you're mad at China. I'm not saying you have to give up esports. I'm just saying, like, there's no real way around it, There's no ethical consumption in a capitalist society, so they say, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the reality of the fact.
Yeah, all this shit that we're using to record this podcast is probably everything from China.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, fucking hell. But I can still be mad at them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm still mad.
Yep. So yeah, that's all I have. Like, there's nothing much else.
Fortnite went into a big black
chapter
hole.
2 or something. Everybody stared at a black hole.
People freaked out.
I saw a tweet saying Fortnite players staring at a hole and not knowing what to do about it. Sounds like real life. That was pretty good. I like that one.
It's just normal Fortnite.
Yeah.
I know, right? It was pretty funny. I have a friend who is a big Fortnite person, which is totally fine. But she's like, Fortnite.
I like that you have to say which is totally fine.
I know. The problem is that, like, I really don't play, and she thinks, because the thing is, I work with kids. I work with a lot of kids that do love Fortnite, which, okay, that's fine, whatever. People like what they like, and it's really funny because they do the dances, and I do find that very funny. But anyway, this colleague of mine, she also loves Fortnite, and she was texting me when this happened, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? She's like, the servers just died. Everyone's freaking out. There's just a black hole, and she just, like, showed me a screenshot out of it. It was kind of wild. I have to admit, it's pretty wild. But yeah. Oh, Fortnite.
Fortnite.
It's an interesting fail state.
Okami apparently is gonna get a sequel.
Oh, yeah. I guess it did really well on the Switch.
Yeah, they probably did really well. The remastered probably did really well. They released it on PC, the Switch, the PS4.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward for more Okami. I love Okami.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I like it a lot visually, and I hope I want to see more.
I played part of it, and I watched most of it. It's a very beautiful game.
I played it on the PS2, and fucking mind-blowing shit.
Yeah. It's cool.
Like, teenage me was like, holy shit. This is really cool. Okami, Fortnite. Chapter 2. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has gone gold. Saw a gameplay video, and it looks kind of bad. Like, it looks kind of clunky. Oh, so like
that's too bad.
I believe the director of it was somebody who worked on the Uncharted games or something. And she, I think so. I believe she was the director of like Uncharted as well. I can't really remember, but they made a big deal out of it like a couple of years ago when they talked about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Anyways, I saw a sequence of like just basically running, climbing, and parkour It looked kind of clunky.
Ooh. That's too bad. I guess maybe hopefully it's not the final product.
It has gone gold, so... So yeah, Warframe is getting some big update, I guess, to Old Blood or something.
I guess so. I don't play Warframe, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't know either. Yeah, I've logged in quite a while. Everything is very samey.
Yeah.
And even more grindy.
Oh yeah.
What else? So The Witcher just came out on the Switch, and modders have modders have found a way to run it at 60 FPS.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And light their Switches on fire? What are they thinking?
No idea. But it's definitely being played on a like overclocked Switch.
Yeah, it has to be.
Like,
I was about to ask, does the Switch have overclock?
If I'm not mistaken, a modded Switch, like if you really want to go crazy, a modded Switch in portable mode can be overclocked to its docked mode speeds. And I think when it's docked, you can make it go even farther. I don't know. If you want to burn your house down, I guess.
I mean, if you want your hands to be on fire.
Definitely can go faster docked.
Not much else, really, honestly.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, pretty slow.
Yep. Yeah. I guess we can wrap up.
All right. Okay. I am Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I've been on Twitch more. I was more setting up streams. I'm hoping to actually do some streams. I am on YouTube. You can find me there. I'm on Twitter and on Facebook. Go ahead and say hi. And I usually on Twitter update when I'm going live, so check that out.
And I'm Foehamner. I'm on YouTube. And I was much more active this past 2 weeks than last time, so hopefully we'll continue that trend, but we will see.
Pupunoob, and it'll be you know where. So Ring Fit Adventure is out, I think.
What is that?
That is that exercise RPG for the Switch.
Aha.
By Nintendo. So you get do you know what it is at all? No.
I don't.
So I think I do.
You know those like resistance rings that you hold in front of you and like you press and like you pull for like resistance workouts? Yeah, no. Okay, so basically like it's a ring that's made out of like some really strong material, and you push in, you pull for resistance workouts. You have that, you put one Joy-Con in that, and you have another one where you have a strap, you put a Joy-Con in that, you put it on you strap it to your thighs, and you run, you hop, you jump, you do all sort of poses, you move the ring in and out, you push it and and it does attacks, and it looks kind of cool actually. And the reviews are about like 7.5s, 8 out of 10, so it is an $80 game though because of all the peripherals. But yeah, I'm kind of interested. I might just buy a brand new one because I'm not gonna buy no used version of it and somebody sweaty ass palms and sweaty ass thighs on it.
Ow, ew.
So yeah, I just wanted to add that right at the end. This has been episode 163 of the playonultra podcast.
Yeah, 163.
Thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.